Well, good morning, and thanks for joining us here for the 8:30 stream show. It is Wednesday, December 17th. I'm Mitch Carter.
That's right. I'm Casey Mason. Thanks again for joining us. Like Mitch said, of course, we're going to hit you guys with some of the top headlines here starting off our streaming show, and then we end things with meteorologist Byron Douglas giving you the latest on your forecast. But first, let's go ahead and recap those top stories from today. We got one major trial we're covering and some traffic updates as well.
That's right here. Starting off here, it is continuing coverage here. Day 3 of the murder trial against 46-year-old Larry Richmond. He's, of course, accused of shooting and killing Evansville firefighter Robert Dorr back in 2019. Richmond's son, Larry Richmond Jr., testified on Tuesday where he admitted to stealing what's believed to be the murder weapon from the pawn shop where he worked. He says his father asked him to get a gun for him, and prosecutors also had him testify on letters between the two. Richmond's ex-fiancée, Amanda Fillmore, testified about Richmond's actions the night of the murder, and police also presented phone records showing 15 calls between Richmond and Elizabeth Fox Dorr.
Now, Fox Dorr's son said at Robert Dorr's funeral, his mom got a condolence card from Richmond. Inside was a slip of paper with a phone number that read, quote, "We need to talk," signed Larry. The defense will present their witnesses a little later here this morning, including Elizabeth Fox Dorr. And, of course, you can find out the entire coverage, keep up to date on everything over on 14news.com.
And an important note on that story here, we've got Emma Beck, one of our reporters, in the courtroom. She's been covering that all week long. She just emailed this morning. I'm going to read what she said this morning. She said defense attorneys sent an email to the judge last night. Fox Dorr's attorneys were just told this morning they're not going to call her to testify in this trial. The judge officially released her as of 8:25, Emma's email from the subpoena. So that's an update here for day 3. We're not going to hear from Fox Dorr in the trial of Larry Richmond. Of course, Fox Dorr, during her trial, sentenced to 90 years in prison for the murder there of Larry Richmond. Of Robert Dorr, pardon me.
Yeah, that's right. We'll keep you guys up to date on that. I know it's a trial that lots of names there because you covered the trial.
Yeah,
a lot of folks involved in this. And I know this is one that you kind of, we've handed off to Emma now, but again, you were in the beginning stages of that as well.
Yeah, right. So we'll keep an eye on that, of course. Without Fox Dorr, Elizabeth Fox Dorr testifying, there's a good chance that wraps up earlier than we thought. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. Of course, like I said, Emma Beck's in there for us right now, one of our reporters here at 14, and she'll have the latest on that as that trial continues for day 3.
That's right. You guys, will keep you up to date. We're going to go ahead and switch now. We have a couple traffic alerts as you head out the door here today. We just want to keep you guys up to date on this one's over for Evansville's West Side drivers. We know happening today, crews will be performing 2 to 3 temporary stoppages on the Lloyd Expressway. Now, this will be at the Rosenberger Avenue intersection there. Officials say this is so overhead cables can just be safely put up. So if you need to go through that area today, just give yourself a little extra time just to be safe.
And meanwhile, crews have extended the lane closure there on southbound St. Joseph Avenue near the Lloyd. You've probably seen this, no doubt, if you've gone down St. Joe. Officials say that work will now stretch to Illinois Street, and one of the 2 lanes will be closed. Drivers, though, will need to merge near Franklin Street, and we're told Indiana Street will also be closed west of St. Joe for the next 3 days. Crews out there putting in new water line-related objects to the Lloyd For You project, and work there is expected to wrap up in February. It's been a couple months now. It's been closed right there. So hopefully by February, things are looking a little better.
That's right. And finally, last one for you here, and then we'll get you on over to Byron Douglas. Some delays are going to be happening today as more beams for the I-69 Ohio River Crossing project make their way to the area. It's actually kind of cool to watch this video here. Of course, that's the last time they brought those beams in there. We're told it will happen in the afternoon for the next couple of days on Highway 41. Crews are taking those beams to the Indiana side of the Twin Bridges. So work on this section of the project. It should wrap up by the end of next year. But again, just kind of a cool video there of seeing that work as it progresses. So
absolutely. Yeah, right now it is 8:33 coming up on 8:34. Good morning, Suzanne. Appreciate you hopping on and talking to us here this morning. Of course, weather-wise here, our big stories right now, we've got the Larry Richmond trial going on, as well as tomorrow's now an alert day on the board for us, tomorrow afternoon to the evening. So right now, unless you have anything else you want to add, we can send it over to Byron.
That is it. Let's get you on over to the main event. We are the warm-up show here today. Let's get you on over to Byron. You guys, thanks for joining us. Have a great day.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
All righty, good Wednesday morning. I'm meteorologist Byron Douglas. On this date, we go back to 1989. We had a record low of -3. Thought I'd throw that factoid in. And we're going to take this full. We have the alert day. It's been in place for a few days. I think Thursday morning we're going to be fine. This will set up Thursday afternoon into the evening. And we have a chance to get a pretty good squall line in here by December standards. And we do have a damaging wind and a small hail threat. I think the hail threat generally would be classified as sub-severe, but we'd have some ice, some cold air aloft. And absent any thunderstorms, we could get some winds gusting 30 to 40. So just about up to the criteria the National Weather Service would make the official call overall for generally as we go into the criteria for a wind advisory. So we'll see how that plays out, but there is the alert day. As I mentioned, during the Thursday morning commute, we're fine. It's at lunchtime, students come home from school, and then into Thursday night. There's a look at our threat markers overall. It's a level 1 threat. Now, there are some misconceptions about this is not going to be a big outbreak, but this is generally doesn't pin down the severity of the storms that we could see a few severe storms, very isolated in nature, as we go into Thursday afternoon into Thursday night. And the jet stream is going to be flowing right over us, and there's a case to be made they might push a few areas to the south into higher threats along the Kentucky-Tennessee border. As I mentioned, this is kind of the Storm Prediction Center held, and if you're traveling down into Nashville, St. Louis, and back through Indy, they got quite a bit of snow on the ground, especially up in Indy, and now they have a general risk for some thunderstorms there. We're not at risk, and we talked about this yesterday, under a tornado threat. We could see some pea to marble size hail, and the main component generally is wind. A small probability. We're not classified as for any flooding issues, even though we could see some ponding on some of the roadways because the frontal boundary is moving so quickly. Doppler radar, we got a few sprinkles to our south, and then off to the east out through portions there of eastern Kentucky. Let's run down our temps. 44 at Evansville. Fairfield had dropped to 35 because you guys cleared skies out initially. 49 in Greenville. We'll grab these full for a moment. Going to say good morning to a few folks. Leslie Chapman, good morning to you. Hope everyone's doing well. Suzanne, we've talked to Laura. Good morning down in Dawson Springs. All right, clouds over to some sunshine. We're doing that right now with a high of 56. This will easily be the warmest day so far here in December, and we'll be in the mid-50s for tomorrow. Tonight we'll cloud up down to 48, and when you wake up tomorrow morning, it will be breezy. It's highlighted in red for an alert day, and then some isolated storms during the afternoon, along with some damaging winds potentially. And I left a range there gusting 30 to 40. And as Jeff, he was talking about this during the stream last night, and then last night at 6 when I saw him that, watch those decorations you have outdoors, make sure they're battened down and tied down, and so you secure that. All right, let's go through our Wednesday. We start to cloud up for tonight, and then we're going to go into Thursday. During the morning, we're fine. It will be breezy. This is some spotty rain. With these alert days, you guys know the drill. We can tighten up the time. So no issues during the morning. Here we go at 10, 11. We get some storms out to the west there of Interstate 57, and we'll see how they behave. Because I mentioned we do have some pretty good upper level winds. And then this takes us to lunchtime. Some showers and storms developing, especially out in front of that main line. But this is the third day now that's showing us a squall line of showers and storms in 2, 3, 4 in the afternoon. Now, it weakened a little bit. A little stronger west there of Interstate 57, but along that line, that's where we could see some damaging winds. This is Thursday afternoon. So the alert day opens at noon, but kind of the bullseye time as students come home from school, and it's zipping along. So by Thursday evening, everything is out. On the backside, we could see some scattered snow showers, but no travel impacts. And then overall, it'll be colder on Thursday night and then into Friday. Here's the rainfall guidance. We'll pick it up during the afternoon on 14 News Sunrise. Kind of is showing a range in here up to about a ½ inch of rain. That's kind of what we're showing here, and that's why that flooding threat didn't appear to be a major issue because everything's moving so quickly. But that's pretty healthy for this time of the year. Can produce some ponding on some of the roadways. Saturday, we're going to warm right back up again into the 50s. In fact, if you have plans this weekend, it looks dry for the most part. The warmer of the weekend days will be Saturday, and then we have a dry front that's punching on through. One graphic I wanted to call up that I didn't, the outlook generally through the rest of December, that we're going to be solidly above normal. And then as we go into next week, Christmas Eve, we could see some chances for rain. So we're not going to see a white Christmas this year. We're going to be trending well above normal. So 56 for this afternoon, 57 on Thursday, 35 on Friday. We'll grab this full. I'm going to leave the 7-day up here for a little bit. There's a look at the alert day Thursday afternoon into Thursday night. Zach, good morning to you. I appreciate folks tuning in. Cheyenne, thanks for tuning in. There's Saturday at 57. 43 Sunday, and then next week, 58 next Tuesday. Art and Gregory's going to have more coming up at 11 a.m. and then again at noon. Then I'm streaming later at 2:30, and then Jeff at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Any changes from the Storm Prediction Center on the alert day, we'll put it out on our 14 First Alert weather app. Enjoy the rest of your day.